It's been a long time.
Yes. Sorry about that. I had a... Whoa!
Oh, God.
The is this all a setup? You just trying to call the police?
Even the cops don't want us to record,
Yeah.
I guess. Holy hell. All right, well, I'm just going to put my phone down there.
That's not a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
hope I clicked the right button. I panic clicked. I hope it was the cancel button.
No, I mean, it only did. I think it goes like boing, boing, like 7 times before like it goes.
It's a tight pocket for it to fit in. So,
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I can't even put my hand in there. Well, I just keep lying. I am a huge liar. Is what we figured out.
Why is that?
I just have no commitment because we missed last week.
We did miss last week.
And we were recording a day late today.
Yes. But, I mean, not just out of laziness, more just life and work and all that stuff.
Yes, I had a lot of travel and work-related issues, so...
It's all right. It doesn't hurt to take a week off. It kind of helped me because I was like struggling to think like, what am I going to talk about? Because there wasn't anything super duper interesting I wanted to talk about last week. But it was like literally the day we decided like, oh, we'll just skip this week. Then like news started breaking. I'm like,
that worked out perfectly. Yeah, I mean, news has been a little slow too. And like, I just think it's just in general. It might just, unless I'm like not looking at it much, but
yeah,
I do have more of a report than a news.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it.
Yes. Oh, we should probably intro. Hi, I am Caleb.
And I'm Austin.
And welcome to Balls and Blasters. Austin, can you tell the lovely people what Balls and Blasters is?
Balls and Blasters is a show about where my friend Caleb likes to teach me and inform me on the world of nerdy-ish topics, video games, movies, anything of the like. And then I, in return, like to teach Caleb and inform him on some of the going-ons in the sports world. He is the Blasters, I'm the Balls.
Yes.
B&B.
B&B, alliteration, as you like to say. Oh, yes. So we're just going to teach each other and hopefully you about our different topics. And it's mainly like news, but there are also some topics that we do have if there's not news, like I kind of have today.
Right. I believe this is episode 5.
This is episode 5. Yes, we skipped last week. Again, apologize for that, but we should be back on a regular schedule now. In fact, in 2 weeks, there should be no reason why we aren't on a regular schedule for things to come.
Just asking for something to come up, but
Yeah,
that is the plan. Hopefully things clear up very easily and nicely for us, but we're back.
Yes, we're here. And and I mean summer's ending too, so we should.
Right.
I still have a little bit more travel, but I should be back for stuff. But yes, shall we start, Austin?
I suppose. Do we rock, paper, scissors?
Yes, I would like to shoot.
Shoot. Ready?
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey,
Whoa.
Let's go.
You're back
All
in
right.
the series.
Yep. What is it? It's 2-3-U still, right?
I believe so, yes.
I'm making the comeback.
All right, Mr. Caleb, what have you got for me today?
Well, I just had this report that I found that was actually really interesting about some video game news. So do you know that? Okay, first think about this. What percentage of gamers spend a majority of their time on new games, i.e., games that came out in the last year? What do you think that percentage is?
I feel like there's a lot of loyal gamers out there, so I'm gonna go 42%. Am I wrong?
You're extremely wrong.
Oh, really?
92% of people spend most of their time on a game a year older.
I had the 2 right.
Yes, you did. I was like, oh, you got just 50 more.
Really? Okay.
Yes, and of those, 67% are games that are 6 years or older.
Interesting.
Okay.
Did I hear your question right? Your question was, what percentage of gamers spend their time on newer games?
Oh, older games that are more than a year old.
More than a year old. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So you would have been a little closer. Still not.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Understanding your question. Got it. Okay, yes. 92% of gamers spend their time on games 1 year or older.
Yes, a
All right.
majority of their time.
Majority,
Yeah.
correct. Okay.
And then of that, 67% are 6 years or older.
Mm-hmm.
Now these games, like, what kind of games do you think these are?
I mean, especially if a majority of the 92% is 6 years or older, I guess you're asked what type of game?
Yeah, maybe like single player, multiplayer stuff.
I would say it definitely single player for the older ones, maybe.
No, for 2. No, it's actually like mainly live service games. So games, I actually have some crazy percentages. So you know what Counter-Strike is?
Yes.
Counter-Strike's probably like the biggest FPS in the world.
Mm-hmm.
About 7% of that playtime is on Counter-Strike. And then League of Legends and Roblox, actually, because those are also older than 6 years.
I guess, that makes sense.
It's about 6% each of that. And then you don't know what Dota is. It's like a...
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is, really.
It's like kind of like a more of a MMORPG type of game.
Okay.
And then Fortnite, which you know pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
is about 5% each, respectively. So like about like 25% of all like playtime for like people play video games is on those games, which are 6 years, 6 years or older, and most of those are like with Rainbow Six as well.
Mm-hmm.
We play that sometimes, and
Right.
that's over a 6-year-old game.
Mm-hmm.
There is games like for example like Skyrim or something like that, which is also like really old that people put their playtime in. But it's kind of crazy that a majority of the playtime on games are really old games, despite the newer games.
Right. I almost feel like that matches, I mean, maybe not what you've seen online, but just like the bits and pieces of video game social media that I've seen. I feel like every year, every video game cycle, I see people complaining about there's nothing to play this year. None of the new games look good. So maybe the new games aren't good, or maybe it's just a lot of people not giving new games a chance.
See, I do think it's a lot of trust has been lost in the industry, and also like games like Fortnite or Counter-Strike, and not necessarily Counter-Strike, but maybe like League of Legends, or basically Marvel Rivals, for an example. It's a newer game,
Right.
but they're just like keep updating the game instead of making a new one. So when you play Fortnite, you don't need to go and buy a whole new game every year. You
Right.
can just keep playing Fortnite. I think that's what the biggest thing of live service games are. Oh, I should probably explain. Live service games are games that that are always online typically, and typically free games as well, that you just hop on, play, and you usually they make their money through cosmetics or battle passes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so games like that make up the majority. And I really think that's kind of the trend of the games industry too. Of, hey, instead of making these games that cost a ton of money to make, let's make this game that we can last for a while and then keep moving forward with.
I guess from a business perspective, that makes sense, because like I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed lately, specifically Valhalla, and like although the individual Assassin's Creed titles are fun and entertaining, like as soon as you play through it once, you can pretty much be done with it. There's different ways to complete multiplayer or single player games, of course, but it's almost like it has just a certain life cycle, and it's just like dead and done. Whereas something like a Fortnite or like a League of Legends or Counter-Strike, you can come back to it every 6 months, and there's something different at least.
And I do want to not leave the single player games like left to dry, because there is like a decent percentage of people of these that are just single player games. I think it's between 13 and 15% of playtime on these older games are these single player games. And I think it is the fact of that a lot of people like are either nostalgic, or these games are just like they feel like they were made better. Like Skyrim still has an insane player count, and I know a lot of people will go back to stuff like Valhalla, which isn't a 6-year-old game, but it's decently old. I think Odyssey is.
Odyssey is older than Valhalla.
Yeah, I think that might be reaching the 6-year mark. But like these games that they think that are, almost better than what the games that are currently coming out playing. What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting. I think it says a lot about the gaming companies themselves. Like, they don't want to put all the time and effort into making a finished product. Mm-hmm. They just kind of want to get it to the point where it is playable, even if there is like issues and bugs and whatnot, because they know that, you know, if there's like a battle pass involved, they're just going to update the game throughout its life cycle anyways, which I don't know if that's in the best interest of the player base, especially right off launch, but it's making them money, clearly.
There's also a different side to this, which I want to see if you agree with more of the people don't trust companies, or just the this is gonna get a tiny bit political, or just like in general, because right now, where is it? Gen Z, which we're Gen Z, they spend about 25% of what everybody else does on video games.
So you're saying we spend 25% less time on video games, or 25% more?
Like 75% less, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a little confusing. Yeah. So we probably spend about 75%.
It's that low?
Wow. Gen Z. So I think the people who are like gamers, whatever, they buy, I think it's like on average 1 game a month. Gen Z buys about 3 to 4 games a year.
Interesting.
And I do think it's more have to do with the economy, and just the access of free games versus games you have to pay for.
Right.
And I think that's why so many games right now that are free are so huge. Like there's Valorant, and there's League of Legends. I don't know if League of Legends is free or not, but there's Marvel Rivals, there's Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six, there's all Rocket League. There's all these games that are huge that are free and very fun. So you think, oh, I have $60 I could spend towards my rent, or I could buy this game that may or may not be good.
Right. And you know, everything's getting more expensive, and $70 or in some cases $80 for a video game is just like you have to be really invested. Like, I'm gonna play this game. I know I'm gonna like it. Otherwise, there's almost like
exactly, because there's like if it sucks, you're out $70-$80.
Right.
But if it's good, I mean, it's good, great, but you don't know that usually until you buy the game.
Right.
Because you might look at a trailer or somebody reviewing the game, and be like, oh, it does look fun, but you may not like it. I know we've had that happen before.
Yeah. At least usually when we've done it, it's on games that cost like $20.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we're not out too much, and you know, with a $20 game, you don't like expect the world.
Exactly.
You know.
But when it's like Battlefield 6 is coming out. Did you get to play that at all?
No, I didn't get to.
Neither did I. I heard it was really, really good.
I heard good things.
Yeah, but it's like the beta just came out, so you don't know how the game is gonna be on launch. So it's more of like, it's almost like gambling, essentially. Like you're gambling away $70-$80.
Well, especially if you pre-order it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've seen movements on social media, especially with the first trailer for Battlefield 6. People saying like, remember, don't pre-order it, because you never know what they're gonna slap in there, 2 weeks before it launches.
Exactly. And I think that's another bigger sentiment on games that are not free, is just hold off for the first week or two. Let everybody else play it, and if it sucks, guess what? You don't lose any money. But if it's good, you're only a week behind.
Right. Yeah, I don't really have the FOMO with video games anymore. Like, I don't play Call of Duty anymore, but like, used to buy that, pre-order it all the time. Then I moved into like, I I'll just wait a week or two and see what my friends say. Or like even with sports games, like in sports games, half of the time you're just playing single player. Even then, I'm just like, I'll wait and I'll see what the reviews are.
I've only the only sports games I've bought lately have been because you recommend or somebody else recommended that I buy it so that I could play with you guys.
Right. And even then it's only like one aspect of the game that you're buying. And with 2K, that's an expensive.
It's very expensive.
It gets expensive.
Yeah. That's why I like when it goes on sale.
Right.
Yeah. So like it's, I do think that hopefully like we see industry changes in this soon because it's nice when good new games come out, but I think economy is probably the biggest part of this. But I do think there's a lot of like trust loss between consumer and company. Of like Call of Duty, you've been burned so many times before.
Right.
It's like I think I'm pretty sure Call of Duty does great numbers, but I haven't bought a Call of Duty in years. I used to buy every single one. I don't. Same with you.
It's kind of a weird dynamic. There's like. We're kind of in the middle of it. There's like, the people 5-10 years older than us that are like diehards, used to be gamers all the time. And now they always complain like everything's like Fortnite nowadays. Fortnite ruined gaming per se. And then you get, the kids that are like 10 years younger than us that eat it up and they love it. And it's all they care about. So it's kind of just like, it's interesting to see both sides of it because I don't think either side is wrong. It just kind of depends on what you're into,
Yeah. And that's why I recommend you guys buy indie games.
Yeah.
And because they're $20 to $40 and they have all like they may not be as big as all these AAA titles or when Ubisoft dropped the quadruple A title. Do you know about that?
No, I've heard the term AAA before.
Oh, it was just stupid. It was like this is the first quadruple A game. It was like a pirate game that was like the first quadruple A game, and it, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah,
that had better mechanics, and it was like 10 years old at that point or something.
Ouch.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, like indie games, like they have a lot of care and just like love into the game. Like. I know my girlfriend, I think she's doing it right now, is playing Stardew Valley, and they just came out with a new update, something like that. And that game's really old, but it's an indie game, the developer.
I almost feel like with the indie games, just the return on investment is better. Like if you have the spending money available and you can spend $20, $30 here and there for a game, you get, depending on how expensive it is, 2 or 3 tries to find a game you play for years and years.
Exactly. Like my favorite game is an indie game, and it took the place of Skyrim, just because it's so good. Like I 100% have more hours in it than Skyrim now, and it came out later than Skyrim because it just the developer cares so much about the product. Versus, I know I'm not gonna say Bethesda doesn't care about Skyrim, but like because they released it 20 different times already, but it's just the level of, hey, we're gonna update this in the game versus this game we're gonna update maybe just a little bit. Like they added fishing, and that was pretty much all they did for Skyrim.
Right. And like in my experience, I think of like Minecraft or Rocket League, and granted, since those two titles came out, they've changed drastically. But I bought Minecraft for $20, and then Rocket League used to cost $20. I think Rocket League is free now.
It's free now.
And it's just like I have thousands of hours on those games combined.
Exactly. I think they both started out as indie games too. You wouldn't consider them indie games now, but I'm pretty sure they both started out as indie games. Minecraft for sure.
Right.
And yeah, look at that. And like I know I would say that Minecraft is like a indie game at heart where the developers actually do care about what's getting added in. I know there's a lot of controversy around that, but
right. Yeah. Talk about, that's a hell of a lifespan that Minecraft has had.
I don't think it'll ever end. I think it'll outlast every other game.
Yeah, that reminds me of a bet that we had back in college between Minecraft and Fortnite.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
remember what I'm referencing.
Yeah, I know you're referencing.
Uh,
But yeah, I just want to end off with some actually kind of cool news about it, though. Because of this report, it's estimated that there are now 900 million gamers out there.
that's a big number.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, if you take out like the 8 billion people in the world, that's almost 1/8 of every person in
Right.
the world plays video games,
That's
which is huge.
wild to think of. And I'm assuming that takes into account like mobile games too.
I think so, but I think the report was also like has like bought like 2 or 3 games in a year. I
Yeah.
think they would consider mobile games that too, which still like there are some like there's a mobile game is one of my favorite games. It's like I would say probably like top 15 that I play like all the time.
hmm
So and like it's a mobile game, but yeah, yeah. So that's
Nice.
yes.
For a survey, we got a lot of information out of that.
Oh yeah, I was surprised, but yeah, they interviewed like it was like 700 or 78,000 people. So,
Right. Well, Caleb,
what do you got today?
do you like controversy?
Actually love controversy. That's like whenever I'm playing video games, like my ADHD brain has to have something going on in the background.
Uh-huh.
So I just listen to like YouTube essays on like controversy that happens in like YouTube.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, as is ever the case in sports, there's always controversy. And in the likes of college football, there can even be scandals.
Oh, I do know that in football there's a lot of scandals, like Deflategate.
Deflategate, yes.
That's a scandal, right?
Do you know who was involved in Deflategate?
Tom Brady.
Correct. Tom Brady and the Patriots. You know him, you love him.
Do you think he did it?
I mean, whether he did or didn't, if I remember, like, because I believe that game, the game that everybody questions about Deflategate is against the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. And I think if the Patriots hadn't scored any offensive points in that game, they still would have won by like 2 touchdowns.
Oh, really?
So, like, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not a Patriots truther, but like, it really wasn't that big of a deal.
It didn't matter. Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't that big of a deal. Spygate, that was a big deal. Anyways, that's not important. Speaking of Tom Brady, his alma mater, Michigan, has been involved in a scandal over the last handful of years.
Did somebody kiss a little boy?
No.
That's like the 2 things I know about Tom Brady.
Not that I'm aware of. It was his son, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just
Okay.
on the lips.
I'm not going to tell another man how to parent. No one's ever claimed that Tom Brady was a good parent, by the way. Like,
Hey, he might be.
he might be. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways. So, are you aware of the sign stealing cheating scandal that has gone around the University of Michigan football program?
I am not.
You were not. So,
Is there somebody stealing signs around the Michigan campus?
no, all the stop signs are in place still.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you. It's okay. I have notes about the background to help
perfect.
inform you.
Perfect. Oh, my dogs are in camera.
So, from the years of, I believe it was 2021 to 2023, so 21, 22, 23, Michigan football essentially designed a sign stealing operation. So, especially in college football, at the NFL level as well, but in college football, it's a big deal to have guys on the sidelines that signal into your offense and defense what plays to run. And essentially, Michigan was illegally videotaping other teams doing this to decode their signs and give them a leg up on what plays they might be running.
That's illegal to do that?
So,
Like, obviously not like crime legal, but
not crime illegal, no. So, I'm happy you asked this, because this was a note I was going to make later on, but I'll say it now since you asked.
perfect.
it is technically illegal to use video to decode other team signs. These are football games that are broadcast on TV. There's a 100 different TV angles. You know, you have your own that you use to, you know, break down film for your team so you can get better. And just naturally, there's angles that catch sidelines of the other team. If you're able to view in and see what they got going on, like,
free game,
kudos to you. Like, you can't avoid it, you know. However, what was going on here is that a former coach of theirs by the name of Connor Stallions basically had his own, like, decoding secret security agency operation within the program.
Like a CIA for decoding?
So, okay. So Connor Stallions is a former U.S. Marine. He was in the Marines for 5 years, and then he was honorably discharged, and he came to work for Michigan football. He's like a diehard Michigan football fan. So Connor Stallions and his group of people that decode signs literally call themselves the KGB. And for those not familiar, the KGB is, you know, it's Russian, so I don't know the Russian words that start with KGB, but in English it means the Committee for State Security. And it was not Russian, it was the Soviet Union. There's a difference there.
It's essentially the CIA of
pretty
Russia.
Much. Yeah. They called themselves the KGB. And over the span of 3 years, from 2021 to 2023, they attended several different games of future opponents that Michigan football would be playing. And they would essentially set up, like, iPhones and to, you know, view the other team's sideline, which doesn't seem super crazy and high tech. There might be a little bit more information there, but I mean, iPhone cameras have gotten pretty good these days.
Yeah, there was just like a movie that it was like, quote unquote, recorded just using an iPhone.
Or like I've seen, like, Apple's put out commercials where, like, this whole commercial was recorded on iPhone. So, like, you can get quality content out of it. We're recording on an iPhone right now.
We literally are. You're right. And quality content.
Quality content. So they would videotape the other team and try to decode their signals that way. It was something like 52 different games over 3 years.
Jeez.
And
so they were, like, deep into this.
They were deep into it. And supposedly Mr. Connor Stallions spent $35,000 out of his own pocket to fund his henchmen to go videotape these video games.
That's crazy, actually.
And there's actually a very famous photo out there. So Connor Stallions he's at the time worked for the University of Michigan. He was on the football staff. There was a picture that came out. I don't remember what year, but it was during the whole sign stealing saga, where he is on the sideline for Central Michigan, which is not the University of Michigan. Mm-hmm. He's on the sideline for Central Michigan shirt, hat, and glasses.
Oh, he's undercover?
He's essentially undercover. Because who are they playing? It might have been like Michigan State. Central Michigan was playing a future Michigan opponent. And there's, like, even a video where you can see him turn his head and, like, a blue light flashes from the glasses. So, like, he's videotaping on the sidelines.
Wait, what does he have, like the meta glasses, or?
I don't know exactly, but, like, you can see, like, a blue light.
That'd be crazy if he was, like, recording it, like actual, like,
right,
like espionage.
Right. So, like, this is not legal.
I can imagine.
It's very not legal. And
he's, like, essentially trespassing too, right?
Yeah, and lying and cheating and stealing and all that stuff. And, like, Michigan and Stallions denied it forever, but the NCAA, like, came out in their report and be like, oh yeah, that was him. He was on the sideline doing all that stuff.
And nobody questioned him. That's so funny.
So that's kind of the background of the cheating scandal, and there was a extensive cover up that involved destroying evidence and deleting text messages and, like, stonewalling investigators. So I mean, they were, like, hardcore. Like as soon as they got caught, like they were burn the ships, burn everything. So that's kind of the background of the whole scandal itself. I want to read off all their punishments that they received. I have a tweet bookmarked here that I'm going to pull up. And as I'm pulling it up, I'm going to keep talking so that there's no dead air and no awkward silence.
That's a good idea.
All right. So here is the full list of Michigan punishments. There are some terms in here that I will explain. So they are on 4 years of probation, which is essentially like, don't do this again or we're really going to hit you. Financial penalties. Oh, do I want to get in the weeds here? We can't. So the first penalty financially is $50,000 plus 10% of the budget for the football program. And for a program like Michigan, we're talking like tens of millions of dollars that go into the program.
So it's like probably millions of dollars as punishment.
Plus a fine equivalent to the anticipated loss of all postseason competition revenue associated with this season and next season. So if Michigan goes on to play like 6 playoff games over the next 2 years, they don't get any revenue from that.
Dang.
And then plus a fine equivalent to the cost of 10% of scholarships awarded for their program this year. So that's a lot of numbers, a lot of math. Essentially, it can total up to, I think at the minimum, like $20 million and at the most $30 million in fines.
Holy crap.
For reference, up until this ruling against Michigan, the largest fine levied against a college football program and an athletic department was Tennessee football in 2023. They had some recruiting violations, which is also a big no-no. There's certain windows and things you can and can't do with recruiting. They were fined $8 million. So this has the chance to be 4 times that.
That's insane, actually. But, I mean, I guess, like, but what you're talking about, too, is, like, a whole, like, conspiracy.
Right.
Like,
it's, like, it's... And so... we'll get in... yeah, we can go with it. So, with, like, the whole, like, conspiracy, like, how bad was it type of thing, a lot of people... So, I mean, so $30 million fine. Well, hold on. We'll get there. I apologize. This is interesting to me. I go 1,000 different places. So Connor Stallions, the guy that was the ringleader of all this, he has an 8-year show cause order. I will explain that in a second. Jim Harbaugh, who was the head coach at the time, has a 10-year show cause order. And that is on top of the 4-year show cause order he already had.
Oh, from just something different?
Related, but different. Denard Robinson, who's a former quarterback for them, he got a 3-year show cause. I don't remember exactly how he was involved in the whole scandal. And then Sharon Moore, who is their current head coach, who was on staff at the time. Gosh, I can't remember if he was the offensive coordinator. I think he was the offensive coordinator. But Michigan already gave him a 2-game suspension as like we know we're going to get banged for this. So here's a 2-game suspension for, I think, this season. And then the NCAA added on another 1-game suspension. Here's the kicker, though. Michigan gets to decide when he misses those games.
Oh, really?
And so...
That's kind of nice, at least.
As you would, you're going to make your coach miss the games that you know you're going to win by 40 points anyways, or that you should win by 40 points. You know, so that's what's going on there.
So it didn't really matter for that?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. Okay, so I had mentioned the term show cause.
Yes.
Show cause, essentially, it just prohibits a guy for coaching at the NCAA level or even working for the university. Why? You can technically keep a guy who is in the middle of a show cause on staff, or you can hire him, but you will suffer severe penalties for doing so. like reduction in funding or scholarships or whatever. So essentially, it's almost like blackballing somebody out of college athletics for X amount of years.
So, and Michigan already has their coach who already has a 4-year one.
Right. So
was that like recently?
So Jim Harbaugh left the program after they won a national title. So here's the kicker. 21 to 2023 is when the NCAA determined this cheating scandal was happening. Harbaugh had been a coach for Michigan since like 2015, 14-ish, something like that. Michigan hadn't really won a lot of games up until like 2021.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they go on this 3-year stretch where they win the Big Ten 3 times, which is their conference. And then they make the playoff a couple times and they win a national title in 2023. And 2023 is when this all started to come out, like, hey, like Michigan cheated, they're under investigation. And the NCAA is just horrible with these investigations because they take years, especially something like this. It is literally taken 2 years for them to figure out what the punishment and all the details are. So before you answer your next one, Harbaugh, he'll deny that he knew what was going on, but he knew that he was going to be suspended or have the show cause levied upon him. So he bolted for the NFL. Essentially be like, well, it doesn't matter if you ban me from college football because I'm not going to be there.
Oh, okay. So he's not currently the coach now.
No, he's the head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, so he's just NFL now.
Yes.
They want him to cheat for them.
And so another interesting point about that, the show cause typically only affects your college coaching career. There was one time where Michigan's rival, Ohio State, got in trouble for what was called Tattoo Gate.
Oh.
This is in like the early 2010s under their former head coach, Jim Tressel, who's a legend in the game. Essentially, this is before players could be like paid for their name, image, and likeness. And I think some players were running like a tattoo operation and making money off of it. And the NCAA found out and basically screwed over their program for a year.
Because there were some young hustlers.
So what happened with that is the NCAA, they fined him and they gave the show cause to Jim Tressel and the NFL. And so he went to the Indianapolis Colts. The NFL and the Indianapolis Colts were like, you know what, NCAA, great idea. We're going to suspend Jim Tressel for the first like 6 games, which is the only time that has ever happened. So I'm sure Jim Tressel was pissed about that. And then also the next year for Ohio State football, they got a postseason ban and they went 12-0 in that regular season and were very much like arguably the best team in college football, depending on who you ask. And they didn't even get to fight for a national championship or anything that year.
That's weird. Because of the
tattoo gate. Kids were making money off of tattoos. Yeah, that's the NCAA, baby.
I say you just keep telling me more and more. It's like, really?
Oh yeah, dumb. I know. So another big thing. A lot of people thought like, oh, they cheated to win all these games. You got to vacate all their wins.
That was gonna be my next question: is did they actually like win these games because they cheated? Or
so, I think if you ask Michigan's opponents, they would say yes. The thing is, they did weirdly start winning when they started cheating, but they also had recruited so well and had the right coaching staff in place that they might have just been that good anyways. And they did steamroll a lot of opponents in that time. So
it's hard to kind of determine because like there's a point of like, well, would they have been this good without the cheating? Or like,
how much did it help? Because you had asked initially, like, why would sign stealing be illegal? If you're a college football team and you're not trying to steal the other team's signs, you're dumb.
Yeah.
It's just that they were doing it in a very non-legal way. So Michigan did not receive any vacated wins. why? A lot of fans against Michigan would be like, why do they not get to lose their national championship for cheating? That's what they would ask. What it comes down to is that the NCAA will only vacate wins if a player or a coach on the field is ineligible to be there. So, as an example, Notre Dame, my team, and Michigan play like a champion. Notre Dame, Michigan is a very big rivalry. So there's a lot of Notre Dame fans that are like, oh, we got wins vacated from 2010 to 2012. Why doesn't Michigan get wins vacated from 2021 to 2023? Well, that's because Notre Dame had academically ineligible students playing for them over that period of time. They had a tutor that was helping them a little bit too much on homework and some exams. And Notre Dame self-reported, which is the correct thing to do. You find out it's happening, you self-report. The NCAA is supposed to be like, good job, guys. Here's a slap on the wrist. And the NCAA said, screw you. Yet that national championship you played for in 2012 never happened.
Again, I think that's even stupider. When you tell on yourself, it's like, hey, our bad. You know?
Right. And it's like, okay, the NCAA, like if in the NCAA record books, it might as well go inception up until 2009, and then from 2010 to 2012, Notre Dame football didn't happen. Other than the losses, they only vacate the wins.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But if you're Notre Dame, of course you count those wins.
Yeah.
You know? So Michigan, to our knowledge, and I believe them, because Michigan is an academic school to some extent, they did not have any ineligible players. So the NCAA was like, no, we're not going to vacate any wins. I have an opinion on this. I think it's the right decision to not vacate wins. And I think it's the right decision to not give Michigan a postseason ban going forward. Why? Great question, audience.
Yes. Why?
Great question, Caleb.
Thank you.
To mainly for the postseason ban. To ban players in the future for participating in games that they don't even know if they're going to play yet, for something kids and coaches did in the past that aren't even a part of the program anymore, seems like a low blow. You know, they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
it's almost like, hey, like you remove the problem. Now let's like actually get to playing it.
Right. Yes, yeah, the last thing I wanted to say here. What was the last thing I wanted to say? Oh no, I lost it. I was there and then boom, gone. Interesting note, Jim Harbaugh, the coach during the cheating scandal, had this, he claimed his program was the gold standard for like rule following. Like that's a real quote you can look up. And the NCAA was basically like, you didn't follow rules like at all.
In fact, you were actually the worst.
You were not the standard. I totally forgot the other thing I was going to say. Oh, lots of people were like, oh, they're going to get the ban hammer, dude. Like they're going to get completely effed over. Like Michigan football is done for the next X amount of years. That didn't happen. If you really read into it, it was never going to happen that way. And even so, like we talked about, up to $30 million in fines. Michigan's endowment is over $1 billion.
Oh, so
they'll fine $30 million.
Like, they're fine, you know.
You know, there was a head coach for Texas A&M that was bought out a couple of years ago, and boosters had to pony up $75 million. And you know what? When you're a school in Texas funded partially by oil money who has a head coach who is way underperforming, you fine $75 million. Michigan will fine $30 million. They will not have to worry about it. So that's my topic on Michigan football.
I'm loving that. I think every topic we've talked about for the NCAA has just been like scandalous.
There's always, it's either like scandalous or just like, what is college football doing?
Yeah,
which is so funny. I'm so immersed into college football as a fan that like I almost view it in like rose tinted glasses, and then you really explain it to somebody else that doesn't watch it, and they're like you do. It's like, what is going on, dude?
It's like it doesn't make much sense to me. All right, shall we transition to my second and final topic?
I think we can do that.
All right, awesome. Remember when we talked a lot about Fallout?
Yes, that was a couple episodes ago.
Yes. I'm gonna talk about it even more.
I apologize. I gotta open my water.
Oh, go right ahead. Well, while you do that, I'm just gonna say that the trailer for Fallout Season 2 just came out. I think it was today, actually, and I wanted to talk about it for a little bit because it looks crazy interesting. So I've talked to you about how there's there's Fallout 1 through 4, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's some spin-off titles too. There's this game called Fallout New Vegas. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of New Vegas.
Yeah. Some people would consider it like the best Fallout game. Am I in that boat? I don't know. I really do like 4, even though the story is New Vegas is 100 without a doubt 100% the best story game of the Fallouts, but I think the mechanics they're cool, but Fallout 4 just has way better mechanics. But my dogs are in the shot again. Whoops.
I gotta blur those out. We're not an OnlyFans account.
We're keeping that in. They get 1 or 2 free looks because it happened twice.
This is balls and blasters.
Yeah. Gotta have a little bit in there. But yeah, so it takes place in New Vegas, and in the trailer, maybe if we get higher depth or higher quality podcasting stuff, we can have a TV. I could show you it.
Just boom.
Yeah, but there's basically it looks exactly like the game. They're going for the game.
Okay.
But the thing is about the game is it has 4 different endings.
Oh. Okay.
And the endings are very different from each other.
Okay.
So there's basically New Vegas is Las Vegas, and it's run by this guy named Mr. House. There's an ending where you can side with him. There's an ending where you can side with the NCR, which is the New California Republic. That's the kind of government of the wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Caesar's Legion, which are tribal Roman guys that really hate women.
I was gonna say tribal Roman. That's badass.
Yeah,
and I'm happy I held my tongue.
Yeah, no, they're like the evil faction. Okay? They are cool, but they're also their armor is football gear. And so, yeah, but it's Roman, painted like Roman and stuff.
Right.
And there's an ending where you can take over the whole New Vegas yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all 4 of these endings are completely different from each other. Whichever controls New Vegas. And so it makes a really we don't know how it's going to happen yet, but there's this controversy of, hey, because I picked this ending and my friend picked this ending, and they're 2 different endings, but now one of them is going to be the canon ending.
By whatever the TV show chooses.
Yes. So it kind of makes the choice of what somebody picked
Not canon.
Yes, not canon, or they feel it's it's a video game, but it's almost a worthless choice then.
I have an opinion on this, and maybe you'll get to it.
This is what I was gonna ask you next.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, what did you think? What do you think about it?
What do I think about it?
Yes.
I agree. I think it's not like if I use The Walking Dead for an example, because there's an extensive Walking Dead comic series, and people that love the comic and love watching the show will point out to you what's canon with the comics, what strays from the comics, and that's a big deal to diehard Walking Dead fans. I could see that totally being the same way with season 2 of the new Fallout show, where it's
Ooh, can I preface this real quick? So the season 1 and 2 of Fallout, it isn't a reboot of a Fallout game. It's another game that takes place in the universe.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not it's
It's a different story.
Yes, it's a different story in the same universe, but they're going to New Vegas, which already has a story in it.
Right.
Yes. So sorry.
Like I could totally see, if 25% of the player base chose each outcome, I could totally see 75% of the people being like, oh, well, that's not what I chose. Mm-hmm. I think it would be cool. I have an opinion on this, and maybe they have the budget to do it. Maybe they're going to do it. I don't know. I think it would be cool to have however many episodes of lead up to tell the story that you want to tell up until the ending. And then I think it'd be cool to have a 4-part season finale, I guess, where it's like the beginning of each of the 4 episodes is the same. And then it's like the decision changes, and then that changes the rest of the episode. And then that's how you get your 4 different endings. Mm-hmm. I think that would be neat, but maybe they don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, I will say this show does take place about, I think, 15 to 20 years after New Vegas.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's more of like, hey, let's say I chose the Caesar's Legion. The Caesar's Legion hates the NCR, mm-hmm. and they basically not hate technology, but they're very tribal. Mm-hmm. And so the NCR is the biggest faction in Fallout, and having control over New Vegas is a huge thing for them. So going to New Vegas would be the Caesar's Legion controlling it versus the NCR controlling it would be 2 completely different cities essentially after 20 years. Uh-huh. So that's kind of how I see it. But what I do think they're gonna do is they're gonna be the first 5 years were like this, but then it just went back to normal. Because this is gonna be a spoiler for a almost 15-year-old game. 3 out of 4 endings, you kill Mr. House.
And Mr. House is
Mr. House is the ruler of Vegas.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And every ending where you don't pick him, you kill him. So it's if he's still in the show, then there's one ending that actually did happen.
Not to cut you off here. God bless you.
Thank you. I muted the mic for that. I was on top of it.
Not to cut you off or anything, but so there's the Fallout New Vegas game, and that's the storyline here. Is the TV show taking place after the game? It's in New Vegas, but it's just after the game, essentially?
So you haven't seen... I highly recommend you see Season 1, because it's honestly some of the best TV I've ever seen. But you gotta kind of treat it like there's Fallout 1, and there's Fallout 2. And all these games are anthological, where they don't follow the same story, but there's characters from the different video games, but they're they all keep going on the timeline. Fallout 1, no, Fallout 2 takes place 50 years after Fallout 1, and then Fallout 3 takes place about 100 years after Fallout 2, and then Fallout 4 takes place, or then Fallout New Vegas takes place 5 years after Fallout 3, and then Fallout 4 takes place about 10 years after that. Mm-hmm. So it's about from New Vegas to it's about 15 to 20 years later. So you have to kind of treat it like a new separate game,
right?
Almost.
So I'm just trying to think is there a chance that none of the 4 endings are canon?
I'm thinking that it'll be, hey, Mr. House died. We don't know how he died. And then the first 5 years were like this, or they don't go over the first 5 years, but then a new force took over the city or whatever. If I had to pick a canon ending though, I think it would be that the main character ending where she takes control over New Vegas, because that's probably the easiest to adapt for.
Do you see Mr. House die? Or are you killing him? Do you
yes,
see him die?
You kill him, yeah, in 3 or 4 endings.
There's no doubt,
yeah,
mofo's dead?
Yes, he is dead.
Okay.
He's in a tube, and you open it up, and you're I could either let you die, or I could, because he's 300 years old or something at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, you've exposed me to germs. And it's like, you can kill him or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so it's, I mean, I'm really excited because I know for a fact this season's going to be good.
Uh-huh.
I just like, that's the only controversy of like you're going to piss off some people.
Right. Just naturally.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder what they're going to do it or how they're going to do it. But this goes to a little bit of a different discussion that we've had before, in that Fallout so the Fallout, how the Fallout series has gone is they haven't remade the game at all. They've just essentially made a new game, whereas something like The Last of Us completely remakes the story.
Okay.
So what do you think you prefer if you're going to adapt from a franchise?
Specifically, like, we have this cool video game, we're gonna make a TV show out of it.
Yeah, let's say there's so what, Assassin's Creed. How about?
Okay.
Would you rather they remade a Assassin's Creed game, or just do a new story?
It's a very interesting question, because I think both can be done well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big thing with creating a new story is, I think you would need to have people that worked on that game and develop that story, so that way you understand, like, what is an Assassin's Creed story supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I think if, like, I was like, okay, here's our writing team. How many people in here have played Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Yeah, we've all played it. Okay, we can remake that.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think would be more entertaining? I don't know. I think I would enjoy, like in our little Assassin's Creed example, I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the TV show, would be more entertaining than a new Assassin's Creed story in that sense, just because I think it would be fun to compare it to the video game and see what they do keep the same, what they change. That's where I would find the fun in it personally.
Yeah. I do think it does depend a little on the franchise too. Cause I think Fallout is such a perfect, because they're open world games, but Assassin's Creed is kind of open world too. But they're open world games where you don't necessarily have to follow the story to get the whole, or you don't have to follow the story exactly to beat for beat the story. You can kind of do one part of the story and then mess around for hours on end and then come back to the story. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, it has more of a story kind of flow.
Right.
Or something like
in Assassin's Creed, any of the, like, you can choose to like, okay, here's the main story. You can choose to go off and do other things, but it still, like, directs you back into the storyline eventually.
Yes, exactly. And I think, well, the Fallout, they actually, Todd Howard, the main, like, games director for Bethesda, was actually working on this as well. So they did have, like, the man himself.
That's good.
Yeah, like, helping out with it. But I think I would prefer more of a in the world for most franchises. I think that you can just tell, like, a new story that nods to, because when you're trying to adapt a story, like if you did let's say Assassin's Creed 1, you did exactly that story. If you mess up somewhere, it's going to be a lot more controversial than if you, hey, we're going to do like this time period Assassin's Creed at a new as a show. There's a lot more room for error.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Because like you're not taking something that's beloved and messing around with it as much.
I think with what it sounds like with season 2 of Fallout, I think their plan for it is good, because the way and I don't have a whole lot of experience with Fallout, the video games, or the TV show.
Just in general.
But it sounds like the entire purpose of it is to be able to be not necessarily like ambiguous, but like there's room for interpretation everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. So I think that really lends well to like what you're saying, to adapt it into a TV show format, because as long as you just like have the right names in the right places, mm-hmm. you almost like can't mess it up per se.
Exactly. And you're not like, hey, this character's I perceive this character one way in the story, but now you're showing me a different way of this character. Mm-hmm. Versus, I think the Fallout like season 1 had one person that was in a different Fallout game, mm-hmm. and that was actually Mr. House, fully enough. But and they were like 2-second cameo. Uh-huh. But it's you have a lot more just freedom to do this kind of story you want as well.
No, I like that, and I think that's a very good point.
Yes. And so, and that will start December 17th. So, the end of this year, pretty much.
Do we know how many episodes?
I think it was 8 episodes for the season 1. So, I think they're going to probably do 8 episodes for season 2. By the way, I just want to just do a quick tangent. They fumbled so hard on how they released season 1.
Why is that?
Because the way the story goes, I'm not gonna spoil everything because it's an insane show, but it's almost like a mystery. You're unsolving. You're like trying to, like, as each story goes on, you learn more and more until you finally get the big reveal at the end. Mm-hmm. But they released it as just, here's the 8 episodes, let's go, instead of like, here's the first 2 episodes and then weekly releasing the episodes. It's kind of like, this would have been such a good show for that weekly release.
So are you more in the camp of like you prefer weekly release?
For a show like that, yeah.
Okay.
I think it really does depend on the type of show. But like you could tell the show was made for a weekly release, but they just released it all at once.
Right. I suppose for a show that does have a big reveal at the end, that would naturally build suspense to getting there.
It's just like, and when you go on like social media and stuff, you just see discussions about what do you think is gonna happen next episode, like, and that the show would have been perfect for that, but there's nothing for the show versus
like, sorry dude, I had to work today, I couldn't watch the whole thing this afternoon.
Exactly. No, I think we watched it on a random Saturday, mm-hmm. and we watched it. We didn't stop. Like we watched till like 3 a.m. because like we wanted to finish it. We couldn't go to bed. Like screw it, we're gonna watch it, and we watched all of it because it was that good.
Right.
So I think a show like that definitely helps with a weekly release.
Maybe they'll have learned. Probably not, but maybe
they better have. All right, and now to you, my good man.
All right, back to scandals and people losing money. The real shit. Kidding. You definitely have the more lighthearted topics here, that's for sure.
Yeah. What do you think about the canon versus? Yeah, there's like millions of dollars being lost.
People are financially affected, and not in a good way. I have talked to you about Shohei Ohtani before, correct?
Yes, and his gambling addiction.
He does indeed have a gambling addiction. As a precursor, are you aware of like just like basically what that story was?
I'm gonna try. It was, you're not allowed to gamble heavily. Sports betting. He was sports betting.
Correct.
Yes, and he's an athlete, and he's not allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. And what he was doing was he was giving money to somebody else to gamble for him, and then he got caught doing that, and that was a big no-no.
Right, and that would be what there's the people that are like defenders of Ohtani, be like, no, like his interpreter was just stealing $500,000 from him and gambling and doing whatever he could with it and betting on water polo and things like that.
What a thing to bet on.
I don't think it was water polo specifically, but there was some pretty crazy shit in there, like Like clearly you had a bookie and he's got all the lines and everything. And then there's the people that are like, really, dude, like. And to be fair, like Shohei is worth so much and he makes so much money. Maybe he didn't know that, several $100,000 were leaving his account. It's possible. I mean, I'm not going to leave it, out of the realm of possibility. But yes, you have the essential. Ipe was the name of his interpreter. He took the entire fall for it. And there's even like I think The Athletic released an article being like, oh my gosh, my name is Ipe and I have this horrible gambling addiction, yada, yada, yada. And, if you buy it, you do. If you don't, you don't. I guess I don't care personally. Shohei Ohtani hits balls 480 feet.
He's pretty good.
It's not that it's a good thing, because if you're an athlete, you should not be betting on sports, especially on the sport that you play. You're a dick if you do that, because you're literally affecting the outcome and the lives and the financial pursuits of many people. But it does kind of remind. There's like a Simpsons gif. So Mark McGwire is a famous baseball player. He played for the Oakland A's, the St. Louis Cardinals. He was known for hitting home runs, hit them very far. He was a steroid era guy, and he was very, very clearly a steroid user.
All right.
Because there's the early era version of him, and then it looks like the guy that played for the Cardinals ate the guy that used to play for the Oakland A's. So it's like, oh, dude, wow, good gym routine you have.
Yeah, it's just... It's so crazy how fast you recover.
Yeah, I tore my hamstring, but I'm back tomorrow. But, and then the Simpsons always, they're famous for putting, characters in real life into their shows, into their episodes. And Mark McGuire's in there, and there's one scene where like this kid is like questioning him about like, I think it's steroid use or something like that, and Mark McGwire like stares him down. He's like, "Do you want to know the horrifying, terrible truth, or do you want to see me sock some dingers?"
Oh, I've seen that.
And then he just like hits a ball to the moon.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the context.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how we got on that tangent, but I'm all for it. Back to Shohei Ohtani. He is currently being sued by a couple of real estate agents out in Hawaii.
No.
Him and so Shohei Ohtani and his agent Nez Balelo, however you want to pronounce it. They're being sued by these two real estate developers, Kevin J. Hay Sr. And forgive me if I butcher this. I'm assuming it's a Japanese name. Tomoko Matsumoto. I probably butchered the hell out of that.
That actually sounded pretty good.
I hope. I guess my handwriting's kind of bad, but it's the
Let me see this. I watch anime.
third line there.
Yeah, no, Matsumoto. Yeah.
All right. I didn't mess it up. Hooray.
Look at that. You did good.
I'm learning all things Japanese with you, Caleb.
You did great.
Nippon.
Now we gotta get you into Attack on Titan.
Baby steps. So these two guys, Hayes Senior and Matsumoto. Well, I think one of them was like is a broker of some sort. The other one is like a manager, or in that sense. But the real estate developers in Hawaii, and they work or are part of this Mauna Kea resort. Again, another name I can't really pronounce.
That's probably Hawaiian.
Yeah. It is in Hawaii. I know that much. But it's a development that is very, very nice and super, super expensive. And Hayes Senior and Matsumoto essentially convinced Shohei Ohtani to buy a house. I think I have it here, a $17 million home in the development, which is way out of my price range.
Yeah. You'll never see that in your life.
So they convinced him to buy a $17 million home, and he became one of their sponsors for the whole thing. And the idea was that, hey, look at Shohei lives here. Why don't all you other rich people live here too? Like that was kind of the whole deal behind it. These two are suing Ohtani and his agent Balelo because the two, Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto, were fired from their real estate development. I have the right term here somewhere. Whatever they're a part of. And they were fired. That's the important part. They were fired. And these two believe it's because Otani and Bolello got them fired. They essentially think that they badmouthed them, told everybody around them that they sucked and that they should be removed from any management team and whatnot.
Are these claims baseless?
It depends on who you ask, I guess. So Otani is a public-facing sponsor. He has a $17 million home. And these two guys claim that Otani and Nez Bolello, the agent, essentially devised a calculated and unlawful scheme to, like, remove them from this development. If you ask Otani and Bolello, and not them specifically, but a spokesperson for them, they think it's just a standard business disagreement. It's like, oh, Otani and Bolello had this opinion, and Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto had this opinion, and it just led to two guys leaving, and like, oh, now we're disputing. And it's like, well, I got to sue you now because I want money for this, and yada, yada, yada. That's what they think. And this spokesperson also said that they believe that it's Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto who had essentially bad business practice and bad behavior that led to their firing and relief of their duties.
Now they're just trying to sue the guy who's got a lot of money.
Right. Now they're trying to sue the guy that has a lot of money because he's got a lot of money and they want to get something out of it. I believe he's Otani and Bolello, or at least whatever their agency they're a part of. I believe the number is $250 million, which is a big chunk of change. Bolello, Otani's agent, believes that Otani's name, image, and likeness was being negatively affected by this development. You know, they weren't acquiring the right customers, or it was just a bad development. Things weren't going well, yada, yada, yada. And Nez Bolello essentially gave them an ultimatum. It's like, you either get the hell out of this project, or I'm going to, like, stop funding. I'm going to default, reverse litigation, or retaliatory litigation. That's the correct term. And then so that's kind of like the Otani and Nez Bolello, the agent side. A representative for Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto believes that Otani and Bolello are exploiting Otani's celebrity leverage to essentially take over the whole thing and keep the development and the money all for themselves. And they didn't like, the business plans that Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto have. So it's like, let's get these guys out of here so that we can control everything. What else here? Yeah, so, it's like Otani and Bolello are doing this to destroy my two partners' careers, and they want their own financial gain, which, like, I don't think Otani needs any more financial gain.
He's doing pretty well for himself.
He's doing good. I think he'll be fine. Him and his $700 million guaranteed contract. I think he'll survive. Yeah. So here's another interesting part of this. Otani's name is thrown in there because he is the big name. He's the $700 million man. He owns a home. He's Japanese worldwide icon, right? The representative for Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto states that they only ever dealt with Nez Bolello, Otani's agent. He's like, we've never talked to Otani about any of this. He believes that Bolello is hiding all of this on workings and going ons behind the scenes from Otani. And he's just turning around telling Otani, like, things are going great. Your home looks good. But your name, image, and likeness is, like, not the best. We're going to figure that out. But don't you worry. I got you, buddy.
Just keep hitting them balls.
You just keep hitting the home runs and throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, baby. Yeah, and that's kind of everything that we know about the lawsuit right now. Large portions of the lawsuit are redacted, which is much to the chagrin of Hayes Sr. and Matsumoto, because they believe if a lot of that stuff was not redacted, the world and the public would see, like, see, look at all the crazy shit that Bilal is doing to us. He's stonewalling us. He's giving us ultimatums that are unreasonable, making unreasonable demands, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like the big hip news story in the baseball world. I kind of shared the same opinion. Well, I think you said this, but this is my opinion on it before I put words in your mouth. To me, it really just feels like two business partners that didn't agree on how things should be run. And then it's just like, okay, somebody made the decision to fire somebody. So now it's just like, now because there's so much money and there's so much real estate involved, it's just like, I'm going to sue you, and then I'm going to, retaliate in the sense of litigation, or I'm going to sue you back, and it's just countersue is the term I was looking for. Just seems like a big waste of time. And I think it's only a story because Ohtani has a home there. Like the sports betting thing, there might be more there than we want to know. But yeah, I don't know if he had any opinions on it.
I think I would agree with the opinion that he probably didn't do too much, like, in like the actual like process of getting. He's probably like, I like this home. I want to get this home.
Right.
I'll pay. I have enough money for it. Let's do it.
It really just seems like something where, Ohtani, of course, has his agent, and his agent is responsible for getting him these sponsorship types of deals.
Well, that's the reason to have an agent. Is like, you take care of all this for me,
right?
So I don't have to do it. Like,
and then it's just like, oh no, now I'm involved in this, and it doesn't. For what it's worth, it doesn't seem to be affecting Shohei Ohtani. He just hit a ball like 115 miles an hour tonight before I got over here.
I'm sure he doesn't care. It's like, it'll get figured out.
And so, another to go back to the sports betting thing with Ohtani. So before Major League Baseball even got involved, the FBI was involved in all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They went through the whole thing because, like, this is like, I mean, it's a lot of money, dude. And sports betting is sports betting for an athlete is illegal. You can't do it. So the FBI got involved in that, and they essentially cleared Ohtani's name, or was like, we don't have enough evidence to say, like, yeah, Ohtani was definitely illegally sports betting. And so then when the MLB stepped in, they're just like, yeah, we're not going to really touch him because the FBI said we didn't have to, and he makes us a lot of money.
And also there's that stuff too of, like, I mean, that's such like the FBI cleared his name. So if you guys suspend him, that's going to look really bad on you guys.
Right. And, MLB definitely has their own network of individuals that have their own information, but, like, it's the FBI, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's I guess I don't have any hot takes regarding Mr. Ohtani, but I just thought it was a very interesting story. It didn't really last too long in the news cycle. I think a lot of baseball media really doesn't want to touch it, just because it's like, you don't want to form any strong hot takes, and then, like, new information comes out all of a sudden. So
I'd agree. It's kind of interesting though that a real estate development like suit made its way pretty high up into a baseball.
Right. Yeah. The more you know. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything else. That was my last topic, and I think you are all done over there too.
Yes, sir, I am. I do want to end off with just like two things. I will say, like, again, I apologize for us missing the week, but I'm not gonna make a promise here because I've already made a ton of promises, but it should be actually back to normal now. I'm not going anywhere next week.
Right. Hey, you just vacation.
Yes.
You're okay to take a vacation every once in a while.
Yeah, back-to-back trips.
It's okay.
I know. It's a struggle bus for me.
It's okay. 2 weekends ago, I had my state softball tournament, and which was your first little extravaganza outside of the city. And so by the time, like, I took the next Monday off because I was like, I didn't want to do anything that day. So when you're like, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to today, and I'm like, that's fine. That's fine.
I know. Oh, God. But, yeah, so, I mean, I'm glad to get back into the swing of it, though.
Yeah, this was good. The room is still hot. I didn't miss
God.
that.
That was my second thing, it is blistering hot in this room.
Yeah, I don't know if it comes through super well on the camera, but like I can
see it, dude. No, I look at like my leg. I don't know if this will get you on camera. My like pant leg is soaked with sweat.
Yeah, I'm wearing gray shorts right now, and I'm like scared to stand up.
Yeah, no, there it is right now.
So I showered before I came over here, and I was like looking like, what shirt should I wear? I wanted to pick a sporty-ish type of shirt. And I'm like, well, dude, I might just pick the black one because I'm going to sweat. I don't need it to come through.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. That's why I picked this one. And not only because I haven't done laundry in like 3 weeks, but also it's just because...
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, tomorrow. we were going to do it tonight, but I was like, no, we got to record. So
More important things.
Yes, I am not going to miss. We already missed yesterday, too. So I was like, I cannot put this off any longer. I was looking at the hook up there. I don't know. 7-4. All right. Well, I have been Caleb.
I have been Austin. This has been episode 5.
Episode 5
of Balls and Blasters. You can catch us on YouTube, on Spotify. We have an Instagram, and we do have a TikTok. There's nothing on there yet. We're currently working to unlock that technology.
Yes. It's we're gonna get to it eventually. I should have a lot more time to do stuff coming like soon, so
right.
I can definitely like actually get some clips going and stuff.
Right. But definitely YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. Search Balls and Blasters. Our logo is a blaster shooting a basketball.
Yeah, it's just like a laser gun and a basketball.
It's orange and purple.
No.
Oh, you haven't changed.
No. I have to change it still. That's going to be a big process. Because I don't know how to do that right now. But it's right now the blaster. The basketball's orange. But the blaster's blue.
Canon. That's Canon.
Yes. But the blaster is blue and red.
Yeah.
It'll get changed eventually.
But you can't miss it.
Yeah.
Right there for us. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. So
just call to action.
Yes.
Need
it. All right, man. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening to Balls and Blasters. We will see you next week.
See you next week.